before mankind carved angels into cathedral walls, before the first prayer was whispered under the stars. They were already here, watching, waiting, feeding. Among them was one who didn't hunger for blood or power. He craved something far more dangerous: desire, obsession, control. His name was Asmodeus. Long before he was known in Christian demonology, Asmodeus was Aeshma, the demon of wrath in Zoroastrian texts. He represented the fury of uncontrolled passion and violent lust. He wasn't a trickster or a tormentor. He was chaos wrapped in beauty. And like fire, he promised warmth before he consumed everything. Later, in Jewish folklore, he became Ashmedai, the king of demons, feared not just for his powers, but for how human he was. He didn't always speak in riddles or roar in rage. Sometimes he told jokes. Other times, he wept. One of the most famous stories in the Talmud tells how King Solomon, wise and favored by God, was dethroned by Asmodeus. Yes, you heard that right. Solomon, who commanded legions of spirits, was tricked by a demon he thought he controlled. The story goes, Solomon needed Asmodeus to build the temple of God. He summoned him, bound him in chains, and forced him to serve. But Asmodeus waited, patient, smiling. For a time, the demon obeyed, silent, calculating, until the king grew arrogant. One day, Solomon asked too much. He removed Asmodeus' chains, mocking the demon's strength. Asmodeus laughed. With one gesture, he hurled Solomon across the land. Alone, nameless, and stripped of power, the king wandered the desert, forgotten by all. Asmodeus took the ring and the throne. For 40 days, a demon ruled the kingdom of Israel. The people didn't even notice, because evil wears a perfect face. As centuries passed, Asmodeus slipped into the folklore of medieval Europe. Here, he wasn't just the king of demons, he was the whisperer of vices. They said he fueled lust and jealousy, but also gambling, drunkenness, and rage. If a husband cheated, if a man lost his fortune at dice, if friends turned to bitter enemies, the blame was placed on Asmodeus. Unlike the monsters of fire and brimstone, he was far more subtle. He didn't destroy cities, he destroyed marriages. He ruined lives, one obsession at a time. There was a woman named Sarah in the city of Ecbatana. 7 times she was married, and 7 times her husbands died. Not days after the wedding, not hours. They were murdered on the wedding night, before the marriage could be consummated. The killer? Asmodeus. But not out of rage, not jealousy. He did it because he loved Sarah. You see, Sarah was pure, kind, untouched, and Asmodeus became obsessed. When the young man Tobias was set to marry her, the people warned him, "Don't do it. You'll die like the others." But Tobias was helped by the archangel Raphael, who gave him a magical fish liver and heart, said to drive away demons. On the wedding night, Tobias burned the organs. And as the smoke filled the room, Asmodeus appeared, raging and screaming. He tried to kill Tobias, but Raphael descended, bound Asmodeus in chains, and cast him into the desert of Egypt. Sarah was freed, but the story never says what happened to the demon after that. Centuries later, Asmodeus found new life in the forbidden grimoires of medieval Europe. In the Ars Goetia, the first book of the Lesser Key of Solomon, he is ranked as a great king of hell, commanding 72 legions of demons. They say he rides a dragon, breathes fire, and has 3 heads, one of a bull, one of a man, one of a ram. But his most terrifying weapon isn't fire, it's seduction. Asmodeus is the demon of lust, not just sexual desire, but the kind of lust that breaks marriages, starts wars, ruins kings. He teaches the arts of invisibility, reveals secrets hidden in the soul, and tempts men and women to betray the ones they love most. Even today, his name appears in exorcism rituals. In 1871, a nun in France claimed Asmodeus spoke through her, naming himself as the cause of her torments. Priests reported voices, levitation, even burn marks on the walls, shaped like hands with claws. In modern pop culture, he's appeared in The Conjuring universe, Dungeons & Dragons, Hellboy, and the TV show Supernatural. But these are only echoes. The real Asmodeus is quieter. He doesn't scream. He whispers. But what if Asmodeus is more than a demon? What if he's a mirror? Psychologists see him as the embodiment of obsession, lust, addiction, envy, the hunger that never ends. Not an outside force, but the darkness inside us. The voice that tempts, not from hell, but from our own desires. So, who is Asmodeus? A demon? A symbol of human weakness? Or something older than sin itself? He doesn't want your soul. He wants your hunger. He wants your love. And the most terrifying part? You might already love him back. The story of Asmodeus has only just begun. If you wish to uncover what lies hidden in the next chapter, leave your sign, a like, a share, and follow this channel to continue the journey.